It's January 19, 1991. The Bushaws are at Shirley's, and they just got back from.
Do that.
Now let Carol, you should sit right beside, you
I'll
should sit beside.
You should well, here, I can sit here.
Shirley, what is this?
Paul, can I?
Here where it says we're Cox team. He from Northridge. It wasn't Northridge, it was Northwood.
I started
Calancho.
Calancho?
Yeah.
Oh, here
I've
I
never seen a Calancho. That
Yeah, I made some of the changes on the west side.
That's what it was.
I've never seen a Calancho.
I
I
said-
thought this was that desert plant. What do they call it?
Must
That
be
has
a,
what is that desert plant, Sue, that looks like this?
And we'll put Colleen.
Paul, the microphone's on, so any thoughts that you're having, verbalize, please.
Yeah.
There's a desert plant. What do they call it? The bush. Is that same
color?
and it's got the flowers on it?
But it's
It just, I almost had it.
Shirley or Saltwood.
Sagebrush.
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 Sure.
It looks just like
oh,
that,
yeah,
doesn't it?
I've
Huh?
got sagebrush.
But that's a Calancho.
And the interesting point about this, besides being so beautiful, is that's the first plant I ever bought when Bob and I
Basil?
moved to one of our first houses.
I can't get
Bought
Shirley.
it.
Why don't you come here?
Mom liked it. We gave her slips.
I made slips, I give them to
Big
people.
bunches of it. Last summer I made slips, and I had.
Let's see, what date were you born?
That's just beautiful.
They all
It looks just like a sagebrush.
You break them off, I tried to get patents.
Yeah, well, I know, a Calancho.
Then 18, when
But I've never seen one like that.
P-O-P-L-A-R.
what takes the patent with you.
P-O-P-L-A-R.
But it's a
That's
different
my
variety
shape.
than the uprights.
Yeah.
Because here,
Montana.
here's a
Oh, yeah, we
Calancho, yeah. Yeah,
And then,
But that's why
well, do you know the names of the
Right.
those well, right?
It looks
Yeah,
more
but I
like
keep breaking,
sagebrush.
I
No,
it
Shirley
gets
would
too
know
big,
that.
people sit under, so
That's
keep
women's
breaking
stuff.
off.
Sure.
You
Because all our Calanchos have the bright green
Did you see the
leaves.
Bushaw family?
Shirley, check your section.
Well, when it's in the
Yeah.
sun,
I caught a look at it before, and I'll help her type it up or
then,
whatever.
when it's in the shade.
Yeah, they're kind of complicated.
Uh-huh,
You
yeah,
know.
okay, this is,
Plant,
Do you see anything in there that
I
needs to
told
be
you, I
corrected?
just break it.
well,
Started it, but it gets the sun.
See, this is from the reunion
Yeah, and then I.
11 years ago,
When they get through, I just pinch the flower.
Yeah.
the tape they made. Shirley,
And you don't have to water it very often, and it's nice, it only flowers.
Shirley, can we do histories now?
All right.
check
She's
yours.
telling you.
check your.
Check yours and see if that's all right.
You remember when you had your kids?
They're recording.
Do you remember when you had your kids?
God, I don't.
You looking at me or looking at her?
I don't think the store in Walhalla was a store, a grocery store. I think it was a restaurant.
Well, I always thought it was.
Really?
I always thought it
And
was
the
a
dad had a
grocery
half interest in it, and that white one, Dad died, that guy sold it and went to California.
Well, the reason your father made the trip, as I recall, up to Walhalla was this guy was stealing and blind.
Yeah.
And he
That's
went up
what
there
I
to
thought.
make some resolution as to what was going to be done about it. But as I recall, it was a restaurant on the order of the restaurant, not the store. I don't believe it was a grocery store the way the store he had there on 4th Street was. I may be wrong because at the time, as soon as your father died, the business ended. I think that he just confiscated, expropriated whatever funds there were and liquidated them and he skipped. But I think it was.
Does anybody remember Mr. Lake's first name?
Uh,
I've never seen it
Who?
anyplace. Lake, Mr. Lake's first name.
do you remember, Gene?
Oh, what was his name?
Never ever seen him, saw it anyplace in there.
Is it Tom Lake?
No, it wasn't Tom.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Well, if you think of it later, we can.
Yeah, it'll come to me, Carol, really. I knew he
Gosh,
used to come
there's
over and help.
remember.
Well, with Dad.
Now, Gene,
Take
I've
these
written down
things,
some
if you don't
things in
take
here.
You want a little bit of your gotta look at this, my
I'll be
coffee.
back in a minute.
Take a little bit of that.
This is Dad's family, and here's ours. Gene, I wrote some things down in here a long time ago. My grandpa, Pascal Bushaw, born Eastern
That's all right,
Canada,
yeah.
French and the father's name, mother was Susan and born in Eastern Canada. Mother and Dad, our mother and dad married on January 7th, 1917, based on St. Mary's Church, Grand Forks, North Dakota. And then the grandfather was Martin Britton, born in Germany. Of God.
Well, I have that in my Bible too, but I.
German, and the grandma is Anna Margaret Winston, born in Winona, Minnesota. All German,
He has an
born
older
January
half-brother
1870, and died
an
then.
older sister, and then Bob.
Our mother, Lillian Viola Britton, born June 14th.
His sister looks just like him. You know, looks like a female and a male, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So,
Did
and our father was Henry
his
Owen,
mother die or his dad?
born in 1894 on a farm near Manville.
Bob's biological parents are still
Is
alive.
that right?
His stepfather
But
died.
there,
I got written down, so
That there
Bill must have
about
told me
on the
this.
farm.
And his mother,
Father Henry Owen was born on a farm.
she has some
in
property in a
Manville,
trailer out in
Dakota.
Okatee in the
Do you
desert.
think so?
They lived there
Oh,
for
yeah.
about 2
Very-
years.
very likely.
And then
Died.
died near Grafton, North Dakota.
Nobody can get her to go anywhere for about a year.
So all of these
That's all
things,
correct.
and then
Late
over
summer,
here
she went up
about
to stay with her
Pasco
daughter in
and his mother's
LA
name
area.
in Eastern Canada.
Stayed there about 4 to 5
And Grandma
months.
Britton,
And she came back here, and she's been
Born in
staying with the
Winona.
grandson in Lemon Grove.
but that's all I got.
Brother,
And this was when Beverly, when we got together or something, I wrote this all
she's
down.
kind of hanging
This is
around.
really-
Your old
Yeah.
book, yeah.
Yeah. So I go by that when we had to get passports and things. Can I get you anything?
No, I'm fine.
Orange juice, coffee?
I got coffee.
You want to check with some
You're
of your
protecting your wife
things,
with
honey?
this food, right?
Carol's like, very smart.
Okay, yeah, because this is Dad's family.
Did, Carol, did he give you that part about it's not Northwood, it was Northwood?
Yeah, I
Oh.
fixed it. And I had made it like Wentz, I spelled the right way.
here in well, this is not so much.
I see
The,
that.
the lunch counter was not built by the little house. It was built on the original store.
Yeah,
You went right out to right out. Yeah.
it was attached.
Yeah.
It was all part of the building,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, you want another copy? I think I've got another
It
copy.
says here the name that was on the little house.
When we're all done.
He owned a little house
I
north of
remember
the
the little
store.
house.
Yes, in between the store and the railroad track.
Yeah, right, but
Yeah.
that was completely separate.
Yeah.
I thought Judy's
According to
middle
this,
name was
the
Ann.
restaurant was built on that. That was
Oh,
She's got it as
It was-
yeah, I didn't read it
Did
that.
Dad build that little house or was that already?
I don't think he built it. I think that was already, when he bought the lot, I think that little house was
I
on
haven't
it.
gone through this.
And,
yet. See, that's what I was going to
He just left it there.
Yeah. And then Al lived.
Okay, Uncle
Yeah,
Al.
he left, Uncle Al lived there,
For a couple of years.
I think he moved
Oh,
in.
yeah, but I've got it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, there was an old maid lived in there for a long time, or a widow.
August.
There was a single woman lived in it for a long time. I can't remember too much about it.
Before Al.
Uh-huh.
The only ones I remember is the old couple. Shirley and I'd go, when we went to the store, we'd go over there, and she had cookies, she'd
Well,
make.
maybe that was it. Maybe.
Well, I don't think it was the other.
There was a husband. Though,
A
was there?
husband, an old
Oh.
lady, an old man, and he was a dirty old man.
Oh, well, the thing is,
I-
I remember the old lady. I don't recall the old man.
Based
And-
on August
Right,
And
right
is
next
August
to
fifth.
the
Oh, that
grocery
was the
store
confusion, okay.
was West filling
Yeah,
station.
she's before, yes, here.
Walt West.
And Dad and he played.
Pinochle.
Basie was the same.
Pinochle,
Nothing
Dad.
like
It's
that.
listen, what we want to know where they were born
Okay.
and what they were taught, because Shirley,
Was that
yeah, I
the-
had
West?
Judy's middle name.
West, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
good.
same block.
Well,
Uh-huh.
Right next.
I was
Wentz?
born,
Milton's restaurant?
don't sit on your.
Yes, that's where Wentz bought that property from Walt
Here.
West's estate. and he built his own
I should
restaurant,
know that. I was born then.
which was a crime, and that your mother was so. And this is something that.
Go into these things.
Well,
Well,
no.
taking advantage of so many.
Oh God, it was terrible because number one, they did very well in the restaurant.
Yeah, I spelled it
And
right.
they owed mother, really.
Oh,
And
they,
Judy
so
was
much
born
better than you know. And Beverly,
I don't know.
she knew this, and why she didn't do something about it, I will never know.
No, Judy's June.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what could you do? You have to leave.
Well, the thing is, actually, they had an attorney, and they
He's the one that,
Huh?
right, he's the one that.
He didn't
well,
do
the thing
anything.
is, actually, you have to remember one thing. Your mother was a 35-year-old woman who was completely devastated, left with 10 kids, and all these problems. And your
He
father,
couldn't do anything legally, I don't think. I don't think he did, Wentz did anything illegal.
he didn't do anything because he should have been tied down to a lease and agreement.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't he did anything illegal, you know. It was well. Anyway, the thing is, I know that Beverly knew what was going on, and I used to ask Beverly, why don't you go run the restaurant? Beverly had only one interest at that time. She was very interested that Beverly got through college.
Yeah.
That was, she was focused in on that, and she said that the Wentzes were doing a good job. They weren't doing a good job. They're paying your mother a flat fee that was way below what the what she should have been getting for it.
1954, become Air Force
Well,
Base,
it
they called it then.
isn't that she couldn't got her education. She could have also done, because Bev was a smart girl. No,
Now,
well,
she
I'm
doesn't
not. What I'm
want
saying
any of
is
our
that
spouses
he
on this?
took, the Wentzes took tremendous advantage of your mother.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think they should have a marriage.
he should have been tied up to lease that they could never open up a store in a competing area.
Well, I'm just.
Which is exactly what he did. They just let the little restaurant run down there in the store.
Right, and filled
What
up his
about
own.
the married
Exactly.
kids?
Which was
Should they have to put down in parentheses?
I don't blame most
We
people who
we
do that,
thought that
but they do.
Everybody can do like their own thing.
Okay. Well, we've got this done then.
Okay,
We
that's
made
great.
changes, yeah.
But because if you start getting into all the kids and who they married,
but
and
I
how many
think-
kids they had.
No, but I think they should at least have their married name, like Bob Bailey, in
Oh, I see.
parentheses after
It's
their
not
name.
married.
Well,
Because
I think you should start a whole new sheet
because
for
they
your
know
family
them
on
by
that.
their married name.
Yeah, but see, you guys.
I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't. It's up to you guys.
Well, I
What
don't
do you
think
think,
so,
Joni?
because I think it gets too complicated.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think somebody in your family should do this for your family. See, I have one,
These are good.
Yeah, aren't they?
oh, she said they're wonderful, but I
I
can't
do
do this
spare
Saturday
ribs
morning.
too,
Oh.
usually at the same time, but I didn't have any on.
But see, you can start one with all your kids' input,
Yeah.
where,
Do
Oh, yeah.
have
their
sparrows
names,
and have-
you know, because it just gets too much otherwise. But this is the older stuff, and I thought,
Yeah,
homemade sauce.
right.
You
I
know.
agree.
homemade sauce.
Really easy.
Anna's name was Winston.
well, the sugar bill. That's the
Yes.
sugar
No, there's
bill.
no T in it.
Yeah.
Just
That was
No,
what-
it's
don't worry,
That's why I
WINST.
couldn't
No,
what the sugar
no,
you're-
Oh, Wednesday, that, you're thinking of Daddy, no, I got it spelled
they
different.
told me this was
Who
right.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
spelled
okay.
wrong.
It's not Dad's Anna.
WINSON, got.
This is Viola's grandparent.
Anna,
See,
Anna
Okay.
Yeah, but
Winston.
see, no T.
After the sugar beet
Well,
mill,
listen, why
your
don't you
father
put in
carried
parentheses?
civil beans for the Mexicans
WINS.
that worked there.
Anna
Not at the sugar
Margaret.
beet
It could
mill,
be
they worked
either.
in the,
It
they
could be
came,
either
they
Anna
came in, they
Margaret, we
worked
don't
in the
have a
sugar
middle
beet
name, let's
farms.
put that in.
Yeah.
Tell Mr. Carroll.
Born in.
I didn't know
See,
that.
yeah, I got Dallas Beverly or something. Or
Okay.
some mother
See, this
one
is what
Mom,
time.
do you have anything in here about a birthday?
For who?
Anna Margaret Winston?
Yes.
What else do you have there
Oh,
about
just
her?
born January
January
3rd, 1873.
This says
Yeah,
1874 here.
See, this is it, Anna.
Well, see, I don't know.
Carol,
Any question
and here, it says after the sugar beet mill
Yes,
opened,
I was gonna ask you.
Dad was started carrying kibble beans for
Well, it would have been
Mexicans who worked
74.
there.
She was 90
They
when
didn't
she
work at the
died.
sugar
I think
beet
it's
mill, they
no,
worked the
but
farms. They come
no,
in to
son
take
or
and do
really,
the,
well,
Grandma was 90
growing
when
of
she
the
died,
beets.
and she died in 74.
Then rice for the
do the math
Filipinos,
then.
I mean,
the same
I
thing.
didn't
She
understand.
must have been
Yeah,
more
the
in-
Filipinos,
in
they worked out in the
74.
fields, just like they work here. They
74.
came up from Texas,
She
and
was 90
they
when
did
she
the
died
hoeing and
in May or
the
June.
thinning.
So then I
And,
better change this to a 4.
but they didn't work.
64, yeah.
Well,
And,
was
and
90
Mrs.
years-
Stewart's
put-
English
put a
police
4
dogs,
there
they were
with
German
3
police
instead.
dogs, not
Wait, this
English.
is died, 5/24/1964.
Let's see, how can we
I've
fix
got
that?
it. She was 90
Well,
years
just
old.
change the Mrs.
She
Stewart,
was born and she
Gertrude,
died May
Mrs.
27 in
Stewart,
19.
or Mrs. Bill Stewart.
Oh,
And
okay,
Dickie
so
later
you-
worked
you've got
for Mrs.
1963,
Stewart
she was-
and
so
Rutel's,
She died in 64 and she
Mrs.
was
Bill
90.
Stewart.
and she
Mrs.
was
Bill
born in
Stewart, or
74.
Gertrude Stewart.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah, well,
And-
then change this to a 4.
Oh, in your book.
Yeah, she managed Rutel's men's store, and Dickie, when he was going to
And I
school,
got
worked
that
for
she
her
died
at the
May
store.
27th and they
They
died
lived right down
May
Conklin
24th.
Avenue.
Maybe this is the
Where-
date that she was buried.
Well, not
Oh,
at the
yeah,
very
that
end,
could
but
That's an
what
easy
was the
mistake.
street
And it
that
wasn't
came up from
English,
the
it was
store?
that a
It was
4
German
then,
Shepherds,
yeah.
Here
yes.
in your book?
Well,
Yeah,
they were-
it
it's split.
Okay,
a
but the
4.
one that went down to Riverside Park,
There.
Oh,
If
the
you
one
went-
that went down to
the one that went across, if you went north from the store,
Yeah, I know.
across the track.
Well, that was Third Street, wasn't it? The next
No,
one
Third
over-
Street went north and south. You see, the
Yeah,
bad
but
thing.
Third Street continued on down.
See, they come in,
Third
and
Street
they come in and turn.
continues
Oh, is that
on.
right?
That was Fourth Street, yeah.
What-
See,
I think
they come
it's
from
what-
downtown, and then they turn there and go down to the park.
Yeah, okay.
See,
Fifth Street
Third
was
Street
the
and
one.
Fourth Street, they make a 45-degree
Okay,
turn.
what street was your dad's first store on?
Britain, why isn't the name Britain here? On any
Here,
of
Where was
this?
the first one?
It's in this
no.
stuff, but I.
First store, was that where the bakery?
How were the bakery?
All right, that's same street as the
Third
new
Street.
store.
Okay, all
You
right.
just go on down there toward the brickyard,
Yeah,
and that's where the other store was,
yeah, well, what street is
which
that?
was,
Is that
that's Fourth Street.
Fourth?
Fourth or Fifth, do it.
Fourth.
No, couldn't be Fifth.
Fourth. Because the other one was third.
If you come down
Because
Fourth
the other
Street.
one, by the first house that they lived in, that little white house, that was Third Street, wasn't it?
If you come,
Third, okay, and then
if you come down Fourth Street like this here,
So we're done.
Older people know that they did that, the younger
then
generation.
you
Do
come
you
down
remember a
this
sugar
way,
mill?
come down this way. There was a little windmill gas station right here.
Okay, but you
right.
didn't
And
know
you
the
bought-
other
and
one.
Store here.
Okay,
Oh, no,
was
this is
the old
that's
store.
the original.
No, the old
Yeah.
store would have
Well, she
been
had a whole
the
bunch
store
of these, and I thought we wanted to do them all
Where's the
in
new
one.
store?
right here.
No, I mean,
That's the windmill, the new store was right across the road from it. You had Fourth Street coming in here.
come down here, then it comes down here.
Yeah, but Skidmore Avenue there.
You're not kidding.
It comes Skidmore.
where's Riverside Park?
Riverside Park is right here.
Cleveland used to be,
And this is the railroad track.
I commented to her that she found out that
This is.
Oh, well, you got me,
Dangerous,
yeah,
yeah.
well, see, all right, where are the railroad
Okay,
tracks?
well, now we
Right
got Colleen. Oh, I
Then you
got one,
continue,
it's in here.
you continue on down here and it's Conklin Avenue right here.
was
Now,
that psychological?
there's no street that comes like this street goes like that.
I wanna put.
You guys have
It
such
goes
great
like
will.
this.
Yeah, I've got it in draw, it goes like this, exactly.
Yeah.
Third Street came down like this,
But
and
today.
it ended over here, and there was another set of.
Yeah, this is Fourth Street comes like this.
And cold.
And bends.
But it didn't frost. I looked out first thing this morning.
Yeah, and I'm saying, the old store was here.
Gertrude Mill
Yeah, I know.
is right here
I'm
on that
just,
street
I
there,
get so
right in
bored
the
with
corner
doing
there,
things with it properly.
of Conklin, and that's
Yeah,
it.
well, the old store was in here
This,
somewhere.
this came,
Bob coming down with the flu?
Right there.
or something,
Yvonne,
but his
baby.
symptoms
But that's what it
are
was then.
kind of
It was a
weird, so I
continuation of
gotta
Fourth
If I
Street.
was born in
Into
26,
today.
no, Chris was born the same year.
I have to tell you, I have
And
two
there's one
kids.
next to it here that comes
And they are
out of
both
the park,
from
it's
France.
Third Street.
Uh-huh.
And then
This
this
one is from a woman
Keats Avenue.
that
But,
my cousin,
you know what
Mike
I often
Hansen,
wondered
who
about?
is one of my dad's
The day Dad was killed, he had
sisters,
a party, his
Vivian.
sister had money invested.
See, now we can't hear you.
son. He lives here in San Diego.
That's true.
He's about Judy's age.
See, now,
And
I
he knew this
understand. I wrote
woman
to Ellen, and
that was a patient of Dr. Cruz who had some surgery also. So we got together and talked, and she doesn't use a cane anymore, so she gave me her cane because I needed
Well,
one.
this is great, and you can make it higher or shorter.
Yeah,
Maybe if I
you
wrote to
unscrew it, you unscrew this, and then you pop that in.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because for the
I
first year when I went to the PT once a week, and I saw the doctor once a month. I go to the doctor, and he changed the height of my cane. I go to PT, he changed. They kept doing that all the way back and forth. And that's a physical manifestation of their attitudes. They had different approaches, and they had different. I kept getting conflicting information about what I'm supposed to be doing.
But this is a nice light piece.
Somebody was trying to.
No, my other one's steel. And when Bob and I went down to visit our friends in Rosarito,
Had no money whatsoever.
March after my surgery, they took me out, they had me do crutches, and then for a while there, they were saying, try 2 canes. And they gave me a cane that had been left there by the people that they bought the trailer from down there. So they said, here, this is for you. It was in the corner, it must be for you. So I did that. And my crutches are actually, I inherited from my stepmother-in-law. Bob's stepmother. Because the crutches I had from my first surgery were wooden, and they were heavy. And she had something that she had the aluminum crutches with, and so when they moved, she gave them to me.
Well, I wrote to Ellen to ask for the dates when they were born, and she never answered. Well, I went there last night.
About the sugar beet mill, Carl,
Well, I mean, I think it
well,
Nothing else I did it, yeah.
those worked the fields, not worked in the plants.
Right, the mill itself.
The mill itself was in East Grand Forks, and the
state mill.
No, that was the flour mill. The sugar beet mill was over in East Grand Forks. In fact, it was closer to
I
where,
don't remember that at
That
all.
big red building, Paul, it was.
I don't know what color it was, but it would be closer to where Pat lived. Pat, where was the sugar beet mill from where you lived? It was halfway between Grand Forks and Fisher.
It was,
Oh, you mean Crystal Sugar?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
It's right out of East Grand Forks.
it's right out of East Grand Forks, yeah.
Yeah, out past the old Blue Moon nightclub.
Has a railroad track.
Oh, boy, that takes you back.
Yeah, but
How about
anyway,
the Club 81?
And you
No,
know what,
that was in the
every
other
time
side
you
of the
go
river.
by that sugar beet mill, you know it because it smells so.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but anyway, the thing is, those Mexicans and Mexican and Filipinos worked the fields, not the plant. They didn't work in the plant. They came up from Texas. They came up from what's that town right
Well,
across
I
from
got
Brownsville, Doc?
I got two brothers that,
Metamora.
I got 2 brothers that house those Mexicans.
Tom Carr. It was Carr that managed the Walhalla store.
Exactly, right.
So Colleen said. And she said there weren't any, they never caught him.
No.
He was never punished.
Remember the piano that we had?
Yes.
Yes.
Player
Since I
piano.
grew up, we never had a piano, and everybody says, why do you call that piano? But I had heard once that Mom had borrowed that to, Dan had borrowed it to the guy in Walhalla or something, whoever they borrowed it to never gave it back.
Well, I
Moved
think-
away and took it
It was
I
a
think
piano
that
player.
at the time that things were done with handshake.
No, but.
I don't think anything could ever be done to this car, because I think that his relationship with your father was strictly just a handshake relationship. There was nothing,
No
no
legal.
legal documents that they
And he
could
was a
ever.
personal friend because they used to
It
take
was a
him.
handshake deal.
It was a handshake deal,
Everything
right?
was in those days.
But Mom never got any money on it. Somebody tried to say that Mom was kind of well off.
I think that she may have not only not got any money out of it, I think she was stuck for some
And
bills
when
out
Dad
of it.
was killed, how long before Red Mare took over that store?
After your father was killed?
Yes, how long after?
Oh, let's see, I think Lake was there. Well, first of all, one of your relatives came in.
Well, somebody said that Bev ran the store until, for a couple of months right after Dad died.
Come a little closer.
For a couple minutes every day for a couple months, maybe.
Here, get up.
So when Dad died immediately, did the store close up?
No, there was some relatives, I'm trying to think who they were that came in.
Well, it's written in that write-up there. that I
Well,
read the other
see,
day.
I don't think Paul read all this.
Yeah, well, it's in that write-up.
But the first man that came in, the first actually management they had was this Lake. And I can't remember his first name, but,
Well, Frank
but anyway,
Workus.
the thing is that Red came in afterwards. Let's see, this was 1933,
That's almost the
1934.
bottom of the depression. 32 is the bottom. So things are pretty bad.
I'd say that
Well, see, Mother had all
that
these accounts.
Red must have came in about
You know, they were the
1934,
deals where you had
about a year.
I remember those little
We had a
hooks.
big drawer. with
Frank
all these
Workus
stuff
was
in
in
there, and
before
all these
Red.
farmers had these accounts. Well, when
Frank
Dad
Workus.
died,
Frank
Well-
Workus took over for a while. Was that after Red or?
No, Frank Workus was only in the restaurant.
Well,
She
he,
fed a lot
Well,
of people.
I remember when
He may have taken over after Red, he may have taken the whole thing.
didn't work out, I don't
He
think.
got Mother.
But
Didn't work out.
I know Frank Workus was there
To collect on all
when
these past accounts. And
Well-
the attorney took about
Red opened up the
50%
store out
of
on
it.
Washington.
But she.
And at the same time, he got divorced, I believe, at that time.
This was-
It said Henry Wentz came in and this was very temporary.
Yeah, okay, that's,
No,
that's.
she did, she did it. I remember.
Thinking about it.
No, I
And then
remember she hired
remember
the
Mom
attorney.
had
And
friends
Howard got
and there
her
was a
and
Mr. Lake who we did not really know who came in. Paul thinks he was one of the salesmen who would call on him.
Yeah,
Utility bill.
And then you said he ran the store for about a year and a half, then he left to go work down Hardin Lake.
yeah, right. That's when Red Bear came in.
Yeah, and then Red Mare came after that.
Yeah.
But was Workus spelled I thought it was a W-I-R-K-U-S. Okay, they had W-O-R-K-E-S, and I wasn't sure. And I think I changed that.
People like that paid.
That paid.
They paid.
Yeah, you remember that?
If our children ever
Paul
decide,
got Mother to hire an attorney to collect all those.
No, I was gone after, that was.
I think, yes, I remember.
I remember.
But the thing is, you look through those books and it was, besides the groceries, it was utility bill. He'd lend them $10 to pay their water bill or their light bill,
Yeah.
and put it on the groceries bill.
Yeah, but you see, all those, most of those businesses your father did, they were did off, just off the top of his head.
Every once in a
There
while,
weren't contracts or anything like that. That's why this guy, in fact, I think your mother was stuck with 3 months' rent for this store, or the rest, or whatever it was up at Walhalla, after the guy left.
Yeah.
That she had to pay that. And I don't think she ever got a penny out of it.
Yeah, you know, if she'd got all the money that owed her.
Well, it wouldn't have been rent.
That was
I thought
older.
they owned that building, that store up at
It's
Wall.
got nothing to do with it.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They were just renting that building. I didn't realize that. I thought they owned it. And I heard that they owned it and that guy sold it and took off. 3 days after Dad died.
That's possible. That's possible. But I know the man up there, your father put the money in the business. This guy was going to run it, and they were partners.
Yeah.
Now, what the partnership arrangement was, I have no idea. But they may have bought the property, and the guy may have sold it.
That's what my understanding
But
was.
it seemed to me like your mother told me, after Jean and I were married, I think, recall talking to her one time, and she said that she got stuck for some bills that Carr had left up
Well,
there.
that might have been for groceries.
Like
or
the
something.
wholesale,
Yeah.
Well, it could have been, I don't recall,
I'm
but
sure you pay the bill for it.
Well, baby, should we make a long trip?
I didn't realize that your dad had
Well,
tubercular
good
hip
time I get
surgery.
my
I
next
thought it
one.
was
come again.
infantile paralysis or something like that. But it had to do
I'm
with
going on a
TB.
pleasure trip. I'm taking you to
he was supposed to have fallen from a
I've
horse.
never
is what
heard,
we
yeah,
were told.
that was as a teenager.
Yes, right,
that
and then
wasn't
that
that
set in,
But was that what caused
You leave at
Did you
six.
one leg not
About
to
6:30.
yes, and
I'll have
they
to get
said,
some
I
pictures
think
to take
it
it
was
down.
congenital,
Oh.
and that's, if that was the
Well,
case.
I don't know if I can get him up at 5.
Yeah.
Maybe Shirley will have to do it. But somebody will. Somebody will take, somebody will feel sorry for him.
Oh, I'll take the airport anytime.
Well, who's gonna take him to the airport?
Well, usually Shirley does, but Paul might have to take me. Uncle Paul.
Happy to. I'll go wait
Get him up at 5 o'clock in the morning. What's Paul like at 5 in the morning?
Oh, are you talking about today or tomorrow?
She would
Thursday.
She would never know.
He just coming to bed.
Yeah.
What do you mean today? You say that?
Were you up at 5 o'clock this morning, Steve?
They were up when I got up.
Oh, what kind of car did Dad have when he was killed? What year?
Dodge.
Dodge.
I think it was the current year or the previous year, probably a 32 or a
Well,
30.
and didn't it have a cloth roof
Well,
back
not a
then?
cloth, but it was.
Well,
They're not hard tops.
And they put it in the display room
Everybody's got to
down
stand
there.
up and give hugs.
Oh, yeah.
I can get my arms around it.
At 5 o'clock.
Say hello to Bob, right? Okay.
Say hello to
We'll be
the
right
kids.
to you.
Yum, yum.
All right. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah.
We'll just take them off on our way and
Everybody looks so good this morning. Gene, you take care of yourself. Yeah. Say hello to Katie for me, will you? Give her a big hug. Okay.
Sure will.
Oh, come on, give me a hug. You can give me a hug. Okay, that's enough.
Do you want a big hug?
You give that to Pat.
I enjoy it.
Well, yes, it'll take her a while because if Dad puts it on her computer, she has to
Yeah,
in
right.
between taking care of the kids and,
Yeah,
and work
exactly.
and stuff.
right.
But you get those trips,
Okay.
and then we're gonna.
Remember
Amos and Ellen both dolls up there. When Amos came down, then Amos and Ellen both came up for that time every year. I think they lived up at some, one of them lived in some little town in Minnesota. Ellen lived there, and I met her through Hatfield.
To this day, I think of that every time I hear
Well, I have to get one of those.
Oh,
It seems too early in the morning.
You can see them sitting there, eating. Oh, gosh. They were a strange family, though.
But they were very, very different. Listen,
Yeah.
I just,
What
she
was
has a
the
whole bunch of these,
relationship there?
but I thought if we put original and make all the changes
Did
on.
he die, or was
Otherwise,
it
Bob's gonna get, and then Paul's gonna come out and finish
or
reading
was
this.
he nothing?
Well, you're a reader. I just finished reading this one last night. Have you read that one?
I was going to tell
This
Dick Francis.
is the best. Yeah, that cover, I just had to
I just had my first one about a month ago.
Yeah, this
I
is the
can't
best.
remember.
And then Katie went with a boy that lived up
I
in
read a lot of
Phoenix.
them.
The one that moved in
I'll
afterwards.
pass it around everywhere.
Well, in that area.
And this one right
In
here,
their house.
this one is, you guys heard about him, he's real popular out here, he writes about
Surely
the
it's no
Southwest, it's in New Mexico.
No.
Detectives.
They moved down from the south
I
side.
have read, no, I don't think this time, but I read a lot of mysteries.
Oh, I haven't looked at
There were 3 boys.
Well, this isn't his best one, but I wanted to make sure you knew about him, because generally he's a very good writer.
Curly hair.
And he's one that now, when his new one comes out on the charts, it's
Oh,
put up there.
yeah.
And I hadn't read any recreational reading
You mean
at
the
all
house that's
until I had my
on the
surgery.
right-hand side?
I just turned it on, that's all I did was read.
Yeah,
Save that one for you.
Yeah, I'll have to see if
I
I'll
never
have to check
remember
it. So maybe the mysteries,
I
I don't
remember
keep
that
track of them.
Yeah, well, I think afterwards that they had been a widow and they moved in with 3
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gene, have you read Reflex? Have you read this? That,
Oh, you
you
should
oughta,
read him.
the
What is
place,
it about that either?
Is it a mystery?
it's a mystery, but it's contemporary times, and is there a place in here where they say,
Is that your cup, Carl?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, let's do
Are
this.
these higher?
Since Gene's a reflex,
They are a little higher. These might be more comfortable sitting then.
okay, you take
I
that.
take that and get that. That's what I do.
And
I've taken,
go to the secondhand paperback places.
I do,
Yeah.
There's good leveraging too.
yeah.
I keep a list of names in my wallet.
I do too, the
And
authors that I
I
like.
write down the names when somebody tells me what
I
good book.
take and I go and I try to get the paperback.
I read a lot of his, and I can't, but I'll have to
Yeah.
read a few pages.
Well, a friend
When
of
you
mine
read that
told me
book,
about,
Carol,
I have this one friend that reads a lot, so she
I got
brought me
hooked at the
bags of
first
books.
line.
Yeah.
Really?
And she
Yeah.
told me about this one, she says it's always
When
about
you read-
horses and
Well, you
races.
know, me, when I
read
saw
a
it, and I got
The
it.
guy's a good writer.
Sue,
Same
Couldn't
month.
get
And
any
it
more
was good
Agatha
already.
Christie, that's what I
Yeah,
was
well,
looking
there
for.
was to me because
And,
of
but
the,
I wrote down what we got, Jean and I both got some, and I
Well, I
wrote them
thought
down on
Warren
this
would
the
invite
criteria.
me.
Was
Well,
Indian
one of his
Gold, and then
relatives
that
starts
one
to
with
be,
the
you know,
Clark,
Warren.
you know,
Yeah.
Oh, Mary Higgins Clark?
yeah.
Yeah.
But what was that?
But if you know of anybody else, Paul, that, you know,
Yeah.
I had a special order.
Peter Ellis.
They didn't have it in stock.
the first line of the story, just remember that that's what grabbed me.
I've seen the name,
And
but
I
I
know
never
it's in
read
the
it.
library, so when I run
It'll
out
be
of
when I get home.
paperbacks,
Okay.
that next
I
one.
Yeah,
We could go over to Crown Books.
Our library, you don't
If you
even
want
have
something,
section.
Jeans. Well, they have a call, I got the phone number. It wrote down
New
the
York,
numbers,
really?
maybe they
Yeah,
were
they
black.
No, just say
No,
no.
they got sold out, they didn't
Reflex
really know they
he's a
weren't going
good writer.
to.
Some of them drag a little bit in parts, but that
They
one
can't
just
get that up.
Oh boy, these are
They
good.
say he's getting better all the
I
time.
think all.
It seems too early in the morning, but,
And the Tony Hillerman, the Indian guy.
well, I don't know what you read, what you
But I like, the one
Yeah,
I like the best
There's nothing that I can prep.
out tracking.
Oh, nothing?
No, other than what I told you.
What about this? Well, that's just kind of knowledge.
Sometimes you like their style.
But see, I didn't know what they meant by the sugar.
Reflex story is like the guys narrating.
Oh my God, no, it's on.
You know, that's Christmas.
Now you turn it on now.
I'm trying to remember.
You want
I
that?
started this English. writer.
No, listen, I'm getting to the guy, because you got, oh, Shirley.
I just.
Dog
I
Lee,
Take it in and pour it in.
I know.
James is the writer.
like the.
Okay,
You
okay.
like historical novels?
Gee, don't hit me, Joni.
That's my favorite, I
Really,
guess.
I don't know of any good ones.
Oh, Sarah. S-A-R-U-M.
Let me write it down.
Brad Rutherford.
Oh, now
Marvel.
tell me tell me that again.
Sarum, S-A-R-U-M.
You tell me the best ones and I'll try the best ones.
And it's Rutherford, is the author.
I wish I could remember the name of that author. He's dead now, but he wrote under some different name.
Was
It's
this
a
a
real-
cat here on the edge of the coffee cup at my mother's house? My house, yes. Here, I don't know.
I don't know, that's my copy.
A lot of cats.
Okay, that's a historical novel.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful.
Carol.
And I don't know, well, you might not be.
Well, you know, paperback, it's worth trying one or two.
Well, I got this at the library and I had to, took me a long time to read it. Not, I mean, it's real easy reading, but it takes time. It's a long book and I love a long book, you know.
Well, I only read a little bit at night. For a lot of times since my surgery, I wear out at the end of the day. And I also, if I lay down in the living room on my back, I get kind of tired. But if I lay on my side, it really relieves bone pressure or something. So when I I like paperbacks because I can lay on my side with my knees kind of bent, and that's real relaxing.
Have you read Bonfire of the Vanities?
No, is that good?
Oh,
It is?
I
It really
thought
is.
that was
The reviews.
marvelous.
I guess the movie's just terrible, but the book I thought was really
Yeah, they said.
Well, see, that'll show
Say
up
the
at the
movie
local
just right
library book sales in a couple months. Because everybody will go out and buy them new.
Thomas Wolfe. But that was a good. Carol, Donald gave a copy of the hardcover to Carol.
The Christmas, yeah, gee, that was fun. You know,
Huh?
I can go to the library now and get hardcover, but I always used to use paperbacks.
Our library, you take the books out for a month.
Susie,
Yeah,
And you can
that's a
take as
good
many
way
as
to
you
do it.
want.
is there anything at all that you think you'd like to ask Paul on this thing now? Because this is, we're gonna go to Price Club a little later and,
No,
Spend all your hard-earned dough, huh?
as long as you get the main stuff, you know, the main obvious stuff, I think that's about it.
Are you going to
well,
Price Club soon?
we did a little correcting here.
In fact, I gotta get to Penny's pretty quick.
Pennies, what's going on there?
Well, Bob wants me to get him 2 more pairs of those real nice Dickie brand coveralls. He's got one that he's decided, he's changed his style and he's decided that he likes wearing these coveralls.
All
So it
in
doesn't
one,
get so
right?
filled up, but he's only got one that's the style that he likes.
Coverall.
And a lot of times I have to wash it at night because he wants to wear it the next day. Forget that.
I'll have a half
Concentrate, really, I'm trying to help.
Bob used to wear those to work, those coveralls.
Yeah.
Now he keeps them out in the garage.
Kind of
Well-
go along with it, maybe the rest of
Paul
us can remember.
I think Paul's kind of gone through it. The only thing else,
You know too that we got.
Sue, that I would
Nothing I
suggest.
can add
Did
in
you
there.
hear about that?
The rest
Oh,
of it,
Paul, I was gonna ask you this.
And that was much easier. to-
Paul, can I ask
You
you?
bring the tape so we can hear the voices and there's some stuff on
This
this
one.
because Beverly did a lot of
I
talking.
thought those were at
Oh.
home, I didn't think that. What?
Okay, now that one, this one
No,
about,
Sharon transcribed it onto paper.
You
and
know,
then we get, because
I got
it's difficult to
Susan
store.
and Kate.
It's difficult to store a tape once you have it on
and,
paper.
and
But
we
you're
went
right,
to
you
We've
Manhattan.
got
But
tapes
the
of
mosquitoes
Daisy
were
when
so
she was a
bad.
baby and
I
to
don't
hear
think
the
I ever
voices
found that out, but
and
maybe
all
someday.
that.
It
And
kind
And
of
I
banged
just put
around in my
dive- I'm
files
gonna
for a
send
couple
pictures
years and
down
then
here when
it
you kids
disappeared.
were-
I'm sorry, I didn't think
Oh,
of that.
that's-
I'm really sorry. I don't know why.
I didn't know
That's
they
a
had a
shame.
graveyard up in
Yeah,
Manuel.
it is.
Oh, yeah, a big one.
Was it? I didn't know that.
Big one.
Yeah.
And now I just stuck
Bob
this
had one
in,
of Nancy
just
talking.
because
Oh,
when I saw somebody, I said, well, who's Marceline Bushaw? You know, I thought she was somebody. So I put Pascal siblings just to kind of identify them. Now, I don't have much there, but, you know, I remember Mike and I remember,
Yeah, well, she was saying that she wanted.
No, I couldn't add anything
yeah,
there.
okay, but now here then, I put full brothers and sisters and I tried to put them in order of Elizabeth, Liza was the oldest.
Now, where you said married to John Hennessy, children none. I think Tom was a child of Hennessy.
Oh, I know.
At least he went by the name
Well,
Hennessy.
no,
Because I don't think
but,
we're really going shopping there. No.
well,
So then we thought, well, this sounds simpler.
Red's
especially
first
if you
wife
volunteer to-
told me that,
Told you what?
this summer.
Oh, how cute.
That,
Yeah, darling.
that this, see, I didn't have babe, just Henry now. And I mean, she's the one that said this stuff.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that was
but
one
the
of the
thing
things
is, actually, I think that she was, before she was married to me, she was married to
No,
John
I
Hennessy.
I mean, yeah, we
Oh,
sure did.
oh,
And
this
we
should be
hadn't thought
first
that she
and then
had
this.
Yes, first she was married to John Hennessy,
Oh.
and I think Thomas was a child of that union. Then he died,
Oh, no, we needed you.
Hennessy died, and Liza married Mayer, Tom Mayer, and they had Earl and Henry.
That doesn't make sense, Paul. I mean, I'm not following you.
Okay.
She
But
married,
who is
she
John?
married Thomas Mayer.
Yes,
for some reason.
she married John, she was
Yeah.
married twice.
Okay,
But Mayer,
this was,
Hennessy preceded Mayer.
Yeah.
Her first husband was Hennessy. Her second husband was Mayer.
this John Hennessy, this was the first
Was her
marriage.
first marriage, right?
It
And
was
I'm-
really Jack.
and it- yeah, one daughter,
This
Jack.
boy, yeah.
But the thing is, I'm sure that Tom was a child of that first union.
Well, how could she marry him?
We said, no, okay. We thought that,
She married John Hennessy,
we were even.
And
That was her first
you
husband,
think Thomas was a son?
son of that union. Uh-huh. Then,
Thomas.
At least he went by that name. Now, Mayer could have adopted him, but that was unusual at
They
that
never
time.
did that.
No.
I know that didn't happen because we used to see those people a lot. And we used to go out to Aunt Liza one thing or another, so that,
And I
Well,
know,
you think she married John Hennessy first,
yes.
and then had a son named Thomas.
Tom was the oldest boy.
And then
His
she
name was
married who?
Hennessy, I mean Mayer,
Mayor.
Then she married Thomas
Mayer.
Mayer.
Uh-huh. And they had two children.
And that's all she
Earl
wrote.
And Henry. faith.
Well, Thomas, I got Thomas.
That's right, but Thomas was not Mayor's child, he was Hennessey's child.
Okay, so I crossed this off.
Right.
Okay, so there was Earl and Henry.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this should be.
Especially with you, Sue.
Yeah.
I enjoy going with my dog.
All right, so this is second marriage.
Uh-huh. Mayor was the second.
Second marriage. Okay. Is that, they should change that around then.
It's a whole different deal, it seems like it. And get a chance to talk.
Okay, and then Peter now. You knew them.
Okay.
Now,
That I'm an authority on.
see, I could get the date from Tom.
No, I'm not too crazy about that.
Anyway, read this now.
Okay, he operated a freight line, that's right. He married Hannah Lapp and she died in the flu epidemic in 1917. That's right.
1917.
Uh-huh, right.
We met him in Mission Valley.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, nice, it's kind of fun to go out.
Well,
Yeah,
now I know her
children.
name is O'Connor.
Mary, I didn't think it was Marion. You have it Marion, I thought it was Mary.
It's good news.
Their oldest, Mary, it wasn't Marion.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mary.
really? I always
Uh-huh.
called her Marion.
Oh, no.
Mary.
No, it was Mary. And then Lil,
Yeah.
and then and Virginia,
Mary
and
and
then,
Lillian,
and she was
Helen,
called
Virginia.
Bud.
It was the other way around. Virginia was older than Helen.
Well, that's
Other than that. Then he married Clara Culbertson Devine.
Culbertson.
Uh-huh.
You can't even have,
She
you
had
had
two
the
children.
carpet or something?
Phil and Lorraine, that's correct. Then they had children, Lawrence, he died, Lawrence died early.
I
Of
remember him.
eczema,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably about
I
1935.
was in grade school, I know that.
Then Tom, George, and Earl,
Did I take
Frank,
this?
Tisha, and Nala Jean, that's all.
There's
five.
I mean, did I take it?
Okay, then Mary Bushaw. Now see, this is the one I didn't have, but there was a Mary Bushaw that, Jean, do you remember Pete Shrunk?
Oh, yeah.
So Mary Bushaw married Pete Shrunk, and they moved to Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Now, do you know any more about them?
Bridget, didn't they, dear?
Over by somewhere there, but now she's got it different.
She's got it in
Well, somebody told me-
Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
Well, see, okay, so there's Mary Bushaw. Then Patrick was a bachelor, and Jean, he was a lumberjack in Wisconsin or Michigan, right around there. And he lived with Mary.
Well, that could be, I didn't know, I knew the Shrunk.
Well, I got that from,
Didn't they have a little house right in the corner?
Right on the corner of the alley there, what I'm get them kind of, the Shrubs, I think a lot kind of remember it, but and they had a cottage at, what you're thinking of, at the lake.
Yes.
Yeah, and Dad used to take us over and they had mattresses on the floor.
I
for us.
remember the name Shrunk.
Yeah, right. And when we kids used to stop by there, Dad liked them and he's always giving them things and that.
Yeah, I don't think they lived in Wisconsin though.
But I don't
I mean,
know, I don't know about that.
I don't
That's
think
later.
the cottage you're talking about.
Well,
But Derb,
this is what,
Derb, who were my
Yeah, because the.
you know, that lived down there by where Dad's old store used to be across the
Uh-huh.
street. And Derb's wife
Susie,
made all that apple salad and,
Be thankful, take care of
I don't
it.
know
I mean, it's
what
done so many.
well, okay, now we get to John Bushaw called Jack. And then they told me his real name was Pascal.
Okay, Pascal, that's,
Isn't that interesting? And he married Lillian Driscoll.
his father's name was Pascal, wasn't it?
Yes,
Okay, so he's,
Right.
Pascal.
but he never went by that.
He went by Jack, right?
Yeah. And he married, and they had Robert, Janet,
Yeah, that's
Sue.
correct.
And then Susan,
Okay.
Susie, married with Pete Zabie, that Gladys, and his friends and so forth.
Okay.
it felt like something.
And then Owen,
Uh-huh.
and then I put on he was born on a farm.
Uh-huh.
And now, by Grand Forks, someplace else, it said by Grafton.
It was on the way to Grafton. I think it probably was,
Your dad is not.
I think your father was killed probably
Father,
in between Minto and Grafton.
it was right by the railroad tracks. The railroad stopped, the train stopped, and it was right on the tracks, yeah, just before
Yeah,
it went over the
but
tracks.
should we put, I've got Grand Forks.
Grafton would have been the locality.
Grafton would be, by
When
Grafton.
Father what's his name was on, no.
Rail?
Father Arrell was on the train and came over, and Mother said that Dad's knee was all
Okay,
pulled up.
by Grafton.
That's what it was like.
In and out of
After he
Louisiana.
died from a crushed chest.
I'll put blow out.
He was thrown from the
A
car.
tire blew out, right?
Yeah. And I don't think your mother had
A
any
brand
injury at
new
all.
car.
Tire blowout.
Blew out on a brand new car, and they put the car in the display window of that Dodge place. Remember that, Paul?
Kidding.
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay, well, tire
But it
blew
was
out.
a horrible thing.
And then I put horse accident in early teen. Gene, listen to this now. Horse accident in early teens, tubercular hip surgery, wore built-up shoe. I just put that in.
I
We
don't
went
believe
to
it was
Rochester
tuberculosis.
every.
Did he?
I never heard about the tubercular heart thing. Now I don't know.
You don't know that?
Not that, no.
I think that he broke his
Well,
hip.
where's Shirley? See, she might remember
He
that.
broke his hip in the accident. He was thrown from a horse and he broke his hip.
Shirley,
And I think that at that time.
Well,
he
I
just
put
didn't-
horse accident.
Well,
Well,
that's the way when he fell from a horse,
okay.
and that's what did it to his
Now
hip.
then they have brothers and sisters.
Rollers on the post.
Shirley?
You know, I've always heard that too, that Daddy fell off a horse and broke his hip.
But then I've got tubercular hip surgery.
Yes, I heard that it was a tubercular hip too.
Well, oftentimes those type of injuries, they did refer to them as, but it's not the type of tuberculosis that we know as consumption.
Not the kind you used
Where
to.
they went to Dundee.
No, I wish we knew more about that.
Yeah.
If we knew
Well, I
who
thought
went
maybe
to
you
the
guys might
doctor
know.
that took care of him or something.
Okay,
I
now
don't
they
know.
have brothers and sisters.
Oh.
And if it
I
came
got
into the
Susan, Mary,
congenital
Gunder,
part or not.
Alverson when Pascal
Not
died.
congenital.
Okay, so I got
Well, the thing.
Sarah,
Yeah.
Susan, Alice, Grace, Ellen,
And
and
I wonder.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I probably know them all, but
Well,
I don't know
see,
the,
the only one, this Sophie Colleen. Colleen and Joni and
well,
I
where did
and
the
Naomi
Laylases
and
come in?
Sophie Matichek get together
Where
once
did the
a year.
Laylases come in? How were you related?
Well, here. Here. Lillian Halverson married Joe Lalis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Now here, Ellen Halverson married Frank Lalis, and what do I got here?
John Laylas's brother.
When he died, maybe, or what am I?
married Laylases now, I didn't know that. I remember those Laylases.
Well, see, Rosella is the one I remember. She's
Rosella, yes.
But now I've got Joe Lalis, I've got Mary Frank Lalis, and then I wonder, I don't understand this, do you?
Rosella married.
Did he die maybe?
And that was first cousins.
Well, I wonder how many Laylases there were.
Family, yeah.
They were.
Well,
Probably the latest.
anyway, now Henry went, went to Michigan and married there, and they had 3 children, but that's all they knew. So I think some of these people went to that Wisconsin, Michigan area, evidently, and whether, but I wish I understand where I got that, but I don't.
You know where
He might remember.
you know where we can find out about this is Aunt Olive. She was
That's the one.
Where's
On
she,
your
Gina?
side now, Paul.
Aunt
I
Olive.
remember
She's-
that name.
Yeah, she's my aunt. She married Fred Hart.
Yeah, but how?
Oh, the heart.
Yeah, but she was related to the Laylases.
Oh,
was
she
she?
was to the lady.
Where did she live?
She lived right across the river.
Doesn't sound familiar to me at all.
Right, she lives in Portland now. She's still alive, I don't know.
No, it's fine.
Wait a minute, now which one of the boys did she marry?
Very Harris.
It was Harris.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think Harris died, but I think she's still living.
Yeah.
But I wonder who would have her. I know Katie doesn't have her.
No, this is good, this is good, I got this.
But it would be, what was his last? Right, give it to her, let Carol jot that down, I could write
Well, Jean, you've
Oh, no.
if you ever get her address, send her this sheet
There's another
and
thing too.
see if she can add anything or correct
yeah.
it.
There's another
The
thing
half brothers.
you might do at Grand Fork.
There's a whole bunch of them in here. Let me give you
Are
one.
the Santa's boys still in sewing machine business in Grand Forks?
I don't think
The
so.
Santas, oh.
I don't
I've got a
know.
bunch.
Oh, I would know.
Uh-huh.
I thought Gary and,
Because these are gonna be no good.
Gary and Rogers.
Gary and Ron.
Anyway,
But if you
they
have-
were
yeah, send her
they
that.
were related to the
And
Laylas
I'll
too.
see if she's still living, so.
Gee, the Santases were related to Laylases.
You're kidding.
Oh, I didn't know Clarence
Santas
and
you knew
Family was
from
related.
Sewing machine business, yes. Because we used to always joke about how we were related to Clarence Santas, the damn Norwegians. And Reed and I used to kid about it between one another. We used to say, well, hell, we're related to everybody. Don't make any difference who they are.
I'm gonna write myself.
Whole lot, Jews, Irish, Catholics, Protestants, whatever they are, somewhere down the line we're related to.
Well, you know any Wynne? W-Y-N-N-E.
No confusion.
I don't know.
Can't think of it.
Well, Paula met me in Canada Bar guy.
Did you hear from any of these Donnie's kids?
One of them.
Did you?
Charlotte works for his son. He was a Wynne.
Okay, I got one last year.
Yeah, there's a farmer,
And something about this Haskell.
Did you? I got a card in there.
wasn't it Wynn that was raising, those,
Why do they bother sending?
Jersey cows for Dad, and his wife made
Yeah, I
that
will
canned
write
chicken
you out
and all
because
this
Helen
stuff?
I can't remember anything about that at all.
Yeah.
I like it just a little less than
All right, I didn't know it was the E, I thought there was a Wynn, W-Y-N-N.
But I know that my family was very upset.
We had,
when my
Dad had a nursery
married
in East Grand Forks.
the
What was that, I see that?
Wynn's nursery.
No, that name.
Yeah, he was a farmer out there, and my Dad used to take us out, and I had a son that was, either a paraplegic that was in the
But the
wheelchair
thing is,
all
all
the time.
those people were bootleggers.
No, these people weren't.
No, I'm saying,
Oh,
all of the
oh.
Laylases and.
Oh, the Laylases, were they in the
My relatives, huh?
Your relatives?
Well, the thing is, actually, don't you remember Layla's bar in East Grand Forks?
Yeah. You mean that was the Layla's?
Yes, that's the same Layla's.
Well, I didn't know.
That's not being a bootleg.
I didn't think they were related.
Well, they were
Yeah,
bootleggers.
in those days,
Once they legalized it, it wasn't, but once it was not legal, they were bootleggers.
I never thought of that.
Yes.
I mean, he's been how long in jail for
I was
this?
too young at that time to
I didn't
think
think they
about
were
it.
Well,
Well, Paul,
In 19, let me tell you, in 1917, there was a man, a senator from Minnesota by the name of Volstead.
he and Mom
He
were going to
established the Volstead Amendment to the Constitution,
in
which
where?
outlawed the
But
sale of
yes,
alcohol.
Hey, that's interesting.
That
Just
was in
outside of
1917.
Grafton.
That's good.
So everybody that was
They
in the
were
liquor
going
business in
to
any
the new
capacity at that
store. He
time,
was
all
gonna
of a sudden
check
they
up
become
our-
illegal.
how business was going with cars
In Wall.
in
See, I was too young
Walhalla.
to think.
Yeah,
Well,
right,
that's
across
So,
out that other.
all of East
store.
Grand Forks, have you ever wondered
And that
how
was
they
exactly
survived
2
over
weeks
there?
after
Can you
Joni
remember
was
ladies'
born,
stores over there?
I know.
I
just tried
See,
to
my
correct
good
it.
friend
But it's
lived
not
over
past
East,
Manville.
Gene Fisher lived over East
Yes.
Grand Forks.
Well, it's past
Just,
Manville.
just outside of Grafton.
It was a wide open
Grafton.
town, it was filled with gambling and prostitution and bootlegging.
Yes, right.
And the Laylases, they were in the bootlegging business. Now, in 1934,
Pint
or
of
1933, 32, when Roosevelt was
Let's got pint
elected,
of beer.
one of the reasons the platforms he stood on was repealing the Volstead Act.
Okay, a train was coming.
So the Volstead Act was repealed in 1933. Now Layla's Bar and Whitey's and Bobby's, they all become legal again.
And you know,
Paul,
Paul,
A-R-R-A-I-L.
you lived in that
Didn't
apartment
Father
up
Rail-
by the States Theater, remember?
Exactly, you know,
Oh.
over right,
Oh, you wouldn't remember
Oh,
this.
gosh,
Father
that's when
Rail
Paul
spelled
and Jean-
his name A-R-R-E-L-L.
No,
What?
How did Father Rail?
A-R-R.
funny thing,
He was on the train and he came
I
up and he
asked you
stood
that
over
very
the
question before Christmas.
A-R-E-L-L-E, wasn't it? A rail.
Spell it again, Shirley.
Arelle, or maybe there wasn't an E on the end. Maybe it was just AR.
I have it in that little.
It's an Irish
Bible.
name, you know that.
Maybe it was just AR.
But anyway, the thing is, there was another family there. What, can you remember what Aunt Olive's maiden name was?
was first one there.
Not her maiden name. I know she came from, I thought, East Grand Forks.
She did come from East Africa, that's what I'm saying. But
When you
the
live-
thing is that these people were
I met
all,
her with all the, with a big.
when I first knew them, they were all bootleggers because
Yeah,
naturally,
she
the
came
Volstead
from a
Act came
bootlegging
into
family, I
into
know
law
that.
right at the time I was born. So I grew up during Prohibition.
Yeah.
And I grew, it was repealed, of
But
course,
I
in
don't,
19...
I might come back to me, or I might have it in that little Bible. I'll
Okay.
just look when
But
I-
remember Paula Jean got the whooping
And the
cough
car
when you
behind
were in
Dad,
that, and my God, she,
oh, took Dad to a hospital in the police car.
I
Then
can
an ambulance
remember going over and she was so
mortuary.
sick.
Yeah.
I filled in red
Gosh.
first.
Yeah.
But she was
Uncle
gonna
Al
die.
was first one there.
See, I was
And
worried,
then
at
and
the
then
home,
I'd go over when I could.
at
because,
Unconquered.
my God, Jean would take
was first one
all of them.
at Mom's home.
But every single building, when you went down the first block at East Grand Forks, they were all blind pigs.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Every
Paul,
Blind.
oh, yes, yeah.
I'll just put that one. The youngest
And as soon as they repealed the Volstead Act, why then they opened up the door, but
Marceline.
they were always operating there. In fact, when I was a young kid, one of the other atrocious acts that I got in, we used to go in and steal slot machines out of the live
Nothing
pigs.
was set up in the city.
Just pick the whole thing up, walk out. Yeah, right.
And they had to take turns. I changed that to Sibling.
No, we just stole the money out of it. And then when we got so brazen after that, after we did it a couple times, we went back and sold it back to them.
Travel.
Oh, did you? Gosh.
Well, we just thought it was just a perfectly normal legal transaction. What they were doing was
Taking people's money, and so you just took
You
the
want to listen to
you
this?
steal from them, we steal from you. I mean, it wasn't too convoluted.
I read it, I want to see if there's anything.
But I had a couple of big zooms, and 2 or 3 of my buddies, they beat them almost to
The
death.
kitchenette. Upstairs, the
And then
grocery
finally,
store.
they also,
I don't know what grocery store that was.
Well, Paul, this here store, listen now here, to help with this. Here, where Aunt Liza, Aunt Liza ran a grocery store.
I just wanna make sure
She
that
did.
Remember your colors.
Dad took over the grocery store while still selling
No, I got
sewing machines.
Well, there's
Oh,
you,
on
dear.
corner.
Do you know what
Well,
this is?
see, I mean, where was this store?
That was a store that was
This one
Cox
is,
Bakery got into.
Cox
makes a
Bakery.
huge.
Yeah, the
Just
Cox
across the
Bakery
track.
was
This one,
right.
Store was where Cox Bakery is now.
No. Cox was,
Shirley's house was down below and Cox's was behind the store.
number 3 on the back.
Cox's Bakery was behind the store.
all right. What was the 2 kids' name? Ruds?
But you mean Shirley's? Oh, the Roots.
Rudes, the 2 boys, the father sold in that store, just across the track, on the other side of the tracks from where his new store was. There was a little store there just on the other side of the tracks.
I'm gonna mail it to
And your
you.
father, that was
Old Cox Bakery.
it was the old Cox Bakery, and he became tremendously
So that was
successful.
farther down, no, it wasn't right across the tracks, it was about a half a block
Half a
down.
block.
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, all right.
But
Wasn't good
store
like
was by Old Cox Bakery.
old Cox.
Oh, and Dewey said that street then was
Anyway,
Third.
the people that your father sold the store to went bankrupt, or they became,
Oh, that bakery.
well, yeah, they went out of business, and Cox came from Northridge, and
Not
he,
Northwich.
Northwood.
Yes. But Paul, gee, now it says on corner of Skidmore and Fourth empty lot.